passionate about my father. It is now my duty to explore these effects and stop the cycle. Let's take a step into my father's moccasins. For those of you who are unaware of residential school and its effect, it is where the government took Indigenous children away from their homes to attend a school for 10 months. They are stripped from their culture and family values, and ties were broken. Kill the Indian and the child. Last school in Canada was closed in 1996. Intergenerational trauma is untreated trauma-related stress experienced by survivors and is passed on to second and following generations. Trauma, which is brought up by residential school that affected Indigenous peoples, the 60 scoops, welfare system trauma as well. Direct survivors of these experiences transmit the trauma. This is my dad's school, St. John's Indian Residential School in Alberta. The first one burnt down. He was there from 5 years to 9 years old. He told me a story of a time of him eating berries with his family, and that's how he found out that he was going. Imagine being away from your family for how many years? In cases never. How does an event like this affect the child, the parents, the community, and family? The survivor's family. It did have an effect on my whole family's life, but the land and culture is what I think will bring us back together. My dad always had short hair until he moved back home, my home. Why? Because he was connected back to culture. My family broke apart begging these family members who I love and who was there for my father. I never seen my parents drink before. I was lucky. He was always outside, either taking care of our yard, planting trees along the driveway, building a garage, hunting for our food. Cree was spoken around in the words, but only ones that he used, like go away or come, or certain words like that. Our community is on a healing process journey. My dad's school closed 19 years before I was born, so healing takes time. The self-destructive behaviors that result from this can deliver anxiety, family violence, suicidal, homicidal thoughts, and addictions and homelessness. My siblings suffered from drug addiction and gang violence, while my father was finding his resilience to cope. My father had never taken care of kids before, or had that affection from his parents. They died before he was 18, so I only knew them for 9 years. My life was similar to my dad's, taken from my home, put into a few homes rather than the system putting me with a family member. I didn't know my father signed for permanent. I moved to Winnipeg, a new big city. I lost a life, then lost balance of life, but got back on track through my teaching and culture. If it wasn't for Kate's help, I wouldn't have gone on to my healing process. I was an EA for 10 years, and coming to this program has helped me, but I got recently diagnosed with IBS and anxiety last October, but I am resilient. My father was an experiment to residential schools where they provided a purple pill for nutrition base. He now has type 2 diabetes. He always ate wild meat and took care of himself, so how could this happen? Not all of his kids suffer from back and stomach problems. I always wonder why family broke apart and see my siblings and I drift apart. My dad is now a traditional dancer, and he tells a story through it. He answers my question and is willing to share. I went on a few power shows with him. Helen Betty Osborne, a victim to missing and murdered. My sister was a victim. I am an intergenerational trauma survivor, and it will not be passed to my daughter. I choose it not to. The irony is my father disliked teachers for some time, and I'm becoming one. I went to the school with the same name, St. John's High School. I participated in a football field at the Indigenous games. So what I did last night at the football game last night, he was one of the powwow dancers. I'm honored. I hope we future teachers use a circle of courage approach in your teaching, because it will help one of your students' lives become meaningful, which will give them cultural identity. You walk into my dad's moccasins. I survived. Hope my siblings will follow me as well.